Hello everybody, this is JHancho bringing you another wonderful game of StarCraft 2. This is from Phase 2. My opponent, SNSDSeoHyun, is lamenting the fact that we're on Desert Oasis. He expresses his displeasure by saying he hates the map. I agree, even though a lot of my most epic games are on Desert Oasis. I really feel that it is a hated map, but it produces some of the greatest games, possibly because of the how uncomfortable people are, or how much it messes with people's timing, the long rush distance from ground. And I actually think that this is worse than Scrap Station. Scrap Station is pretty interesting to me. We are both getting a supply depot. Mine's a little bit earlier than his, purely because I'm making mine at my command center. He, of course, is the red Terran at the top that I forgot to mention. I random Terran. And I started playing random at the beginning of Phase 2 just purely because I felt like it would be more fun. I've learned a lot about both races, or all three races, primarily how to combat some early pressure and to do some interesting things. My opponent is scouting me. Of course, he doesn't know that I'm Terran, and he's going to be walling off in case I was, say, Zerg. That's really the only... well, Zerg or Protoss are the only reasons to wall off. But since I knew he was Terran, I felt no need to. In fact, I'd much rather just continue to build tons of SCVs, get an early refinery, and really work on getting a strong economy, strong base up and running early on. And now what I didn't do this game was do any hotkeys, unfortunately. That's something I got to work on and continue to really work towards. He does see 2 gas going up, and the reason I put 2 gases is purely because I had the money. I didn't have enough for another barracks. I was training an SCV. I should have been building a supply depot, actually, but I didn't. In fact, I just put up another gas. So he's going to be thinking I'm going Banshees or some other gas-heavy early tech to combat what he's doing. We both have orbital commands up. He, of course, is getting a second supply depot. Very, very smart. I'm going to be scouting with this SCV and attacking this SCV with this SCV. This one, of course, knows that it's walled off and is going to be doing absolutely nothing in this corner, while this one will explore the wall and most likely die by the Marine that's going to pop out right now. Knowing that I do have 2 gases, he is going to be putting down an engineering bay, both maybe for upgrades, but primarily for the ability to put up missile turrets, because he fears Banshees, and why not? They're pretty powerful. So I'm putting a factory down fairly early because of the fact that I have 2 gas. I only have 2 on this one, I have 3 on this one. Don't want to fully commit to full gas saturation just yet, since I have no use for it. But I am doing a lot more, getting concussive shells, first Marauder out. He, on the other hand, is getting a reactor, and not yet started his second gas, but putting up a bunch of missile turrets, 2 over here, and most likely 1 somewhere around here. With the reactor being finished, he's able to pump out a bunch of Marines, and we saw in the last game that I casted that Marines, and it almost looks like, now that he started this, it looks like he's building an add-on right alongside that factory, which is completely overpowered if you could do that. Could you imagine getting a Marauder out, that much earlier? I can't. Anyway, for some reason I misclicked and I'm building a second factory. Don't ask me why. Maybe it'll come in useful some other time. I'm getting a Hellion. For what reason, not exactly sure. Gonna be starting a tech lab sooner or later, and I got a starport. Why do I get a starport? Just because. I have no real game plan here. I don't have any idea what I'm doing. He is starting 2 factories, though, and I'm sure he's gonna probably scan me. All I have is a Marauder and a Hellion. One hell of an army to go up against 4 Marines. Might actually be able to survive that. If he focuses the Marauder, I can just use the Hellion to do the damage. But with this guy is going to start building an armory. Why? I figure I have the Vespene coming in fairly well, and I have a factory with a tech lab, and I have a starport. Might as well just try for it. Right now, a Thor ship would work wonders. I mean, considering these would die in, 2 shots, and has 400 hit points, that wouldn't be touched. Plus, I can just send a second medevac with pure pure SCVs to prepare the Thor. But I move my Hellion as I get scanned, and let's see, I say I have nothing. Little did he know that I have a armory going up right outside that scan range. Will I do anything with it? You gotta watch the game to find out. I scan him, he dances around. I don't know if he knew about the /dance command, which you can do with Marines, Marauders, Lings, and Hydras. Good fun. Type /dance when you have that kind of group selected, and you'll see what they can do. It's pretty interesting. Unit-wise, I am ahead fairly heavily in Harvester count. Army-wise, I'm not doing so hot. He is putting a command center down, getting ready to expand. Because of the way the map is, it's very, very, very tough to field an adequate army. Because if someone like me, I mean, you could be macroing out your backside and not worrying about an army because you have time to really respond. And I guess I should fill everybody in on what I was actually going to do. I saw the way his base was situated. That the detector was all the way over here, and there's a sweet spot between these two. So I decided to build some ghosts and maybe, nuke him. I figured why not. It's kind of a cheesy tactic, yes, but you don't see it a lot, and that's unfortunate. So this Hellion is going to be scouting out around the map for an expansion, which he is about to finish. He is continuing to build a couple more units from his factories, more Marines on the way, getting a second barracks as well. But nothing as of yet. As far as I go, I'm just continuing to build small things here and there. I've got a Ghost out, a Marauder, my other Marauder, and now this Viking. Let's take a look at this Viking. There's really not anything worthwhile to mention on the map. He is getting his orbital command before he lifts off. That's smart, so he can accrue just that much extra energy. He's not in that big of a hurry to continue mining from this. But I am going to start my own command center here, considering I have a Hellion here on the watchtower, and I have that SCV that's been there since about the beginning of the game. He is able to just kind of walk around. This Hellion, of course, is going to be doing a little bit of scouting, getting out ahead. Maybe not. But he's